Welcome back to the deep dive.
Okay, jumping right in today with maybe a slightly strange question for you. When was the last time a piece of corrective lens, your glasses or contacts, actually corrected anything long term? Or did it just feel like a ticket to a stronger prescription next year? Yeah, it's kind of the odd thing about how we talk about vision, isn't it? We say correction, but mostly, for most people, the eye's actual efficiency is just, well, slowly declining.
You get the quick fix, yeah, but the underlying system keeps needing more help.
Exactly.
And it happens pretty fast. I mean, by age 45,
Yeah.
statistically, most folks are reaching for reading glasses. 45, that's not exactly old age.
No, not at all. It's prime time for many people.
So what is fundamentally going wrong? Like, in just how we live now, that makes needing magnification almost a guarantee by middle age.
That's really what we want to dig into today. Our mission for this deep dive is to look past the usual tools because they're often missing the real problem.
You mean the standard eye chart?
Yeah, the typical black letters on white background chart. It's actually kind of deceptive, functionally speaking. It hides a really common issue.
Okay, so we're uncovering the optical conspiracy today. What's this hidden villain that the standard exams aren't really catching?
It's something called contrast sensitivity loss, or CSL for short. Basically, it's your ability breaking down to tell the difference between subtle shades of light and shadow. Think different shades of gray.
Okay. So that's why, like, trying to read a menu in a dimly lit restaurant is impossible. Dark gray font on slightly off-white paper,
Exactly that, but then you hold it right under the one bright light.
and bam, suddenly you can read it fine.
That's CSL in action. Your retina isn't processing the light efficiently enough, especially when there's not a ton of contrast, and this happens way before you technically get diagnosed as nearsighted or farsighted.
Okay, so let's talk more about this high contrast scam then. The eye doctor's office, huge black letters, blazing white background. That's like peak contrast, right?
Precisely. It's the easiest possible condition for your eye. They're measuring visual acuity, how sharp your vision is under ideal conditions. But CSL, that's an efficiency problem.
So you can pass the high contrast test.
Right, you can read the chart, so you pass.
Yeah.
But if they gave you a chart where the letters kind of faded into a gray background, you might find your visual age is suddenly much older than your actual age.
Wow. So the test is almost perfectly designed to miss the real deterioration. It's checking the signal strength maybe, but not the quality of the whole system.
And that leads people to the temporary fix. Just add more light, like your restaurant menu trick or, using one of those full spectrum bulbs right over your book.
Which definitely helps in the moment.
Absolutely, it works. But, if you need a personal spotlight just to read a paperback, you haven't actually solved the core issue, have you?
No, it's a workaround. A Band-Aid, like you said earlier, not a cure. The extra light is just compensating for the eye becoming less efficient. It's slowing down.
We need to understand the engine itself, really. Your eye's ability to process light efficiently and also protect itself relies heavily on these specific compounds in the retina. They're called carotenoids.
Carotenoids. Okay, those are antioxidants.
Exactly, a category of antioxidants. You can almost think of them as a highly concentrated, built-in yellow filter inside your eye.
Like internal sunglasses. That's cool.
Yeah, pretty much. And they do two really vital things. First, they shield against damaging high-energy light, like blue light, and also environmental stress, like pollution.
Yeah.
And second, they actually improve the quality of your vision by enhancing the signal when light hits the photoreceptor cells. They make the picture clearer, essentially.
That sounds incredibly important.
Yeah.
So how much does this protection drop off as we age? Is it dramatic?
Oh, it's staggering, really. When you're, say, 20, the density of these carotenoids in this internal shield is super high, really concentrated.
Okay.
By the time you're 45 or 50, that concentration is significantly lower.
It's like the battery in a flashlight just getting weaker and weaker.
That's a perfect analogy. And the research backs this up clearly. By the time someone's 65, their eye needs literally twice as much external light just to see as well as they did when they were 20.
Twice the light.
Yeah.
Just because the internal system isn't absorbing it as well.
Exactly. The efficiency of light absorption plummets because that internal protective filter, that carotenoid shield, has gotten thin. So if you don't get that double dose of light, everything starts to look blurry or washed out. That's CSL.
Wow. Okay, so glasses are just sort of forcing magnification onto a system that's really struggling with protection and light gathering efficiency. This makes me think about, well, how we're designed versus how we live.
Right, and this brings up a really interesting, maybe counterintuitive point about sunlight. Our eyes actually evolved to interact regularly with the sun's full spectrum light. intense light.
And not designed for, 14 hours indoors staring at a relatively dim phone screen.
Definitely not optimized for dim lit scrolling, no. But then, around the 1980s, we got this huge cultural shift towards sun phobia. Sun bad, UV dangerous, block it all out.
Yeah, I remember that. Big sunglasses, hats, stay inside.
And out came the giant dark sunglasses everywhere. Now, okay, I'll admit sunglasses can look really cool, instant movie star vibe.
They are cool, I agree.
Yeah.
But you're saying they block necessary light.
They often block the light our eyes actually need to stay healthy. We got so focused on blocking UV, which can be damaging without protection, that we ended up liking everything, including beneficial parts of the spectrum like infrared light.
Infrared, I thought that was just heat.
Well, it is heat, but in the context of sunlight hitting the eye, infrared light is incredibly healing. Most dark sunglasses block it, and that's probably a mistake. Think of it less like harmful radiation and more like a gentle boost for your eye cells.
How does it help?
It stimulates energy production in the cells, and here's the really surprising part. It helps the eye cells build up their own melatonin.
Wait, melatonin, the sleep hormone, inside the eye.
Yeah, it acts as one of the most powerful local antioxidants the body can make, right there in the eye tissues. So by wearing super dark sunglasses all the time, even when it's not blindingly bright, we're kind of preventing our eyes from making their own potent defense system.
Huh. So if we manage to build that internal shield back up, the carotenoids you mentioned, would UV radiation be less of a problem anyway?
That's what the science suggests. If you have adequate carotenoid protection, that internal yellow filter in place, your eye is much better equipped to handle the UV light it was designed to encounter. Shield strong, sun exposure is generally fine. Shield weak, maybe stay inside or use protection.
Okay, that completely reframes the whole sun thing. We need to rebuild the shield. So let's get to the practical stuff, the dietary correction plan. What specific nutrients do we need?
Right, the action plan. We're focusing mainly on two carotenoid superstars, lutein and zeaxanthin. These are the specific ones you need to eat to rebuild the density of that macular pigment, that protective yellow shield in your retina.
Lutein and zeaxanthin. Got it. Where do we find those naturally?
The best natural source, arguably, is pastured egg yolks. But here's a really important distinction. Typical commercial eggs, the ones with pale yellow yolks, have about 3 times less of these crucial carotenoids compared to eggs from truly pastured chickens.
3 times less. Wow, okay, that's a huge difference. Why such a gap?
It's all about the chicken's diet. Commercial hens are usually inside, eating grain-based feed. Pastured hens are outside eating grass, bugs, seeds, stuff that's naturally rich in these pigments. That diet change makes the yolk a deep, vibrant orange, which reflects that massive carotenoid boost.
So look for the darkest orange yolks you can find. Makes sense. What about supplementation? If we can't get enough from eggs, what's the target dose?
To really make a difference and rebuild that shield, you should aim for at least 10 milligrams of lutein and 2 milligrams of zeaxanthin per day from a supplement.
Okay, 10 and 2. But here's the key, right? Absorption.
Absolutely critical. These are fat-soluble compounds. If you just pop the supplement with water on an empty stomach, you're basically wasting your money. It won't get absorbed properly.
Such a vital tip. So you must take them with some fat, like with olive oil or maybe MCT oil, or just with a regular meal that contains fat.
Exactly. Even just eating them with those fatty pastured egg yolks works perfectly. And the payoff can be pretty quick. Studies show measurable improvements in contrast sensitivity and even slowing down macular degeneration after about 12 weeks of taking them consistently with fat.
12 weeks, 3 months. That's actually pretty encouraging. Okay, so while we're adding the good stuff, we also need to remove the bad stuff, right? Seed oils, soy, canola, cottonseed, sunflower. Why are these so bad for eyes?
Yeah, this gets into the structural side of things. Your retina's cell membranes are made mostly of fats. Seed oils are incredibly high in omega-6 polyunsaturated fats. When you eat a ton of these oils, those omega-6 fats get built into your retinal cell membranes.
And what happens then? What do they do to the membranes?
They make them stiff and less flexible. Imagine the difference between a supple garden hose and a rigid plastic pipe. The retina needs fluid, flexible membranes to process light signals quickly and efficiently. Too much omega-6 makes them rigid, which interferes with visual processing speed and quality.
So we need to ditch those refined oils and swap them for more ancestral fats, like butter, olive oil, animal fat.
Exactly. Get back to a way of eating that doesn't include these highly processed industrial oils. And related to that, remember the retina is basically brain tissue, an extension of the brain. It needs brain food.
Which means good fats, right?
Specifically, it needs a lot of DHA, which is an omega-3 fatty acid. DHA is crucial for keeping those retinal cell membranes fluid and flexible, the opposite of what omega-6 does. It helps signals transmit fast and also reduces inflammation.
And where do we get DHA?
Best sources are fatty fish, like salmon, mackerel, sardines, or you can supplement with high-quality fish oil or cod liver oil.
Okay, let's touch on vitamin D. You mentioned a superdose. Why is D so important for eyes, and why the high amount? I think you said 10,000 IUs daily. That sounds like a lot.
Yeah, it does sound high compared to standard recommendations, and that's
Yeah.
a fair point. The 10,000 IU figure comes from research aiming to correct deficiency, which is incredibly common, and push blood levels up to an optimal range for cellular repair, not just the minimum needed to avoid rickets.
So it's a therapeutic dose, aiming for significant improvement, not just basic maintenance.
Precisely. We're aiming for a level that can actively help combat systemic issues reflected in the eye. And the research for eye health is pretty strong. Higher vitamin D levels are linked to improvements across the board, lowering pressure in glaucoma, slowing macular degeneration, and helping manage or prevent diabetic retinopathy, which is eye damage from diabetes. It's like a foundational support beam.
Makes sense when you frame it as correcting a widespread deficiency for therapeutic benefit.
Yeah.
Okay, any other quick mentions for supporting nutrients?
Well, definitely vitamin A, crucial for night vision. And guess what? Also abundant in those lovely orange pastured egg yolks.
Convenient.
And zinc. Zinc is needed to help transport vitamin A from your liver to your retina where it does its work. So vitamin A and zinc work together.
Okay, so let's wrap this up. To summarize the action plan for you listening, if you're stuck indoors a lot, try to consciously get some natural sunlight on your face and eyes daily build up that natural defense.
Maybe ease off the super dark sunglasses unless it's truly necessary.
Right. And for the short term, maybe use a full spectrum light bulb if you need help reading.
Yeah.
But the real long game is building back that lutein and zeaxanthin shield.
Yep. Eating those dark yolk pastured eggs, maybe supplementing with at least 10 milligram lutein, 2 milligrams zeaxanthin, always with fat. And give it time, think at least 3 months consistently.
Ditch the seed oils, add healthy fats like fish oil for DHA, make sure your vitamin D levels are optimal.
It's not magic. It's about restoring nutritional efficiency. It's about removing the modern stuff that interferes, like the omega-6 oils, and giving your eyes the building blocks they desperately need to process light properly, like they could when you were younger. It's tackling the root cause that makes needing glasses by 45 seem normal.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? If our eye efficiency drops so predictably that needing glasses by 45 is just expected, maybe the correction we really need isn't just a stronger lens. Maybe it's correcting how we live, remembering what our bodies and our eyes were actually designed for. Something to ponder next time you step outside into the sun. Thanks for tuning in to The Deep Dive.